Hello. Today we will talk about volcanoes. Tap on the volcano. Active volcanoes. These are volcanoes that are active and can erupt at any time. This happens to most volcanoes, and examples include Cumbre Vieja volcano in La Palma, Spain, currently erupting; Mount Etna in Sicily, Italy, currently erupting; Fuego volcano in Guatemala, currently erupting; and Irasu volcano in Costa Rica. Dormant volcanoes are volcanoes that maintain minimal activity. When a volcano does not erupt for centuries, it is considered dormant. Teide volcano on the Canary Islands in Spain and Yellowstone, supervolcano in the United States are examples of dormant volcanoes. However, both examples have shown movement in recent years, with slight earthquakes in their area, suggesting that they are still alive and may become active at some point. Extinct volcanoes are volcanoes, the eruptions of which were observed only in the geological past. Over time, the volcano ceases its activity, and it is destroyed by rainwater, wind, ice and snow, which accumulates on high mountains. It is not uncommon for nothing to remain in its place except a plain, and scientists conclude the presence of past mountains and active volcanoes only from the crumpled folds of the earth and erupted rocks. Of course, it is very difficult to find out details about an existing volcano from these remains, but they give us other, more valuable information. The fact is that when there are almost no visible traces of a volcano, it means that its destruction reaches those deep parts of the Earth's crust that were once under the volcano. There, when the volcano was active, ores of various metals were formed. Thus, when surveying areas where there were once volcanoes, valuable ores can be found. Plinian volcanoes. This is one of the most gas-rich types of eruptions. The gases dissolve together with magma and cause it to split into various pyroclasts. Pyroclasts consist of pumice and ash. To all this combination of products, a high rate of ascent and subsequent explosion is added. Eruptions are characterized primarily by the formation of a column of gas and ash that rises to the stratosphere. It is in this case that significant rains of ash occur, affecting a radius of several thousand square kilometers. Vesuvius, Krakatau, Santorini. Icelandic volcanoes. Eruptions similar to those of Hawaii are also characteristic of Icelandic volcanoes. However, these volcanoes differ from Hawaiian-type volcanoes in that liquid lava flows not from a single crater, but through cracks that form in the cone of the volcano, side vents. Therefore, such eruptions are accompanied by significant lava flows that flood hundreds of square kilometers. This is how a huge lava plateau was born. Most of these volcanoes are located in Iceland, hence the name. Concrete examples are the Krafla and Laki volcanoes in Iceland and Tolbachik volcano on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Volcanic type. A kind of eruption with very viscous lava that tends to form domes. Gases during such an eruption create deafening explosions with the release of a large amount of pyroclastic material and breadcrust bombs into the atmosphere. Volcano, Etna. Hawaiian volcanoes. The activity of Hawaiian-type volcanoes is characteristic of the volcanoes of the Hawaiian Islands. Volcanoes of this type are characterized by quiet eruptions without any explosions or volcanic bombs. During the activity of such volcanoes, a small amount of water vapor and volcanic gases are released. A characteristic feature of Hawaiian-type volcanoes is liquid lava, which in some cases can be released from the vent of the volcano in the form of a fountain. Liquid lava easily flows down gentle slopes, slowly solidifying and layering lava flows on top of each other. For example, Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, Kilauea, and Nyiragongo volcanoes. Strombolian volcanoes. Volcanoes of the Strombolian type are also characterized by liquid lava, but unlike volcanoes of the Hawaiian and Icelandic types, their eruption is accompanied by powerful explosions. In addition, the activity of such volcanoes is characterized by a certain periodicity, and during their eruption, ash clouds are released and volcanic bombs are thrown. In fact, lava crystallizes as it rises, and then the volcanic activity slows down to launch semi-solidified lava balls called volcanic bombs, stromboli. The structural elements of volcanoes are: a vent is an area inside the volcano where magma exits the surface of the earth. Usually the vent has the shape of a tube, which becomes thinner as it approaches the Earth's crust. It ends with a crater. If the crater is too small, side vents are formed under magma pressure. Magma is a mass of molten rock that is located at a great depth and is saturated with gases. Magma that has lost a lot of gases when spilling out onto the surface is called lava. A volcanic crater is a cup-shaped or cone-shaped depression on the top, or a slope of a volcano, which was formed at the point of exit of molten magma and gases from the surface of the Earth's crust as a result of a volcanic eruption. The word volcanic in the name indicates the nature of the crater. The dimensions of the crater vary from tens of meters to several kilometers in diameter. At the bottom of the crater, there is one or more vents of an active or extinct volcano. Volcanic ash is a pyroclastic material, tephra, with a particle size of less than 2 millimeters, which is formed as a result of the crushing of liquid lava and volcanic rocks by volcanic explosions, the products of earlier eruptions. A volcanic bomb is a solidified lump of lava ejected from the vent during an eruption in a liquid state. The shape of a volcanic bomb depends on the composition of lava. Lava is usually a red-hot, 690, 1,200 degrees Celsius, liquid or very viscous mass of partially or completely melted rocks that poured out or was pushed onto the Earth's surface during a volcanic eruption. Shield volcanoes are formed as a result of multiple emissions of liquid lava, which flows for a long time from the main and side vents of the volcano. Lava spreads evenly for many kilometers. Gradually, a wide shield with smooth edges is formed from these layers. Mauna Loa volcano in Hawaii. Cinder cones. During volcanic eruptions, large fragments of porous slag accumulate around the crater in cone-shaped layers, and small fragments form steep slopes at the foot. With each eruption, the volcano grows taller. It is the most common type of a land volcano. Stratovolcanoes, or layered volcanoes, periodically erupt lava and pyroclastic substances, a mixture of hot gas, ash, and red-hot stones. Therefore, the deposits on the cone, sharp, with concave slopes, alternate: Etna, Vesuvius, Fujiyama. Dome volcanoes. They are formed when viscous granite magma, rising from the bowels of the volcano, cannot flow down the slopes and solidifies at the top, forming a dome. It clogs the vent like a cork, which is eventually knocked out by the gases accumulated under the dome. St. Helens, in the northwest of the USA. Hot springs are another type of volcanic activity. They are mostly located in volcanic regions, near geysers, and are formed when gases and steam are released from magma, which is deep underground, heating the earth as it passes upward and mixing with underground water, turning into hot water that dissolves various substances. Then it comes to the surface in the form of hot mineral springs that can serve a person various purposes, for example healing, mining, etc. A geyser is a source that periodically gushes hot water with steam, and is one of the manifestations of the late stages of volcanism. The name comes from geysir, a geyser in Iceland that was first described in a printed source. It is also called a water volcano sometimes. Geysers are a common sight. Those with a constant duration of the cycle are called regular, and those with a variable one are irregular. The duration of individual stages of the cycle is measured in minutes and tens of minutes. The rest stage lasts from several minutes to several hours or days. The water emitted by the geyser is relatively clean, weakly mineralized, 1–2 grams per liter, contains relatively much silica, from which geyserite is formed near the outlet of the channel and on the slopes. There are geysers in Iceland, Canada, the USA, New Zealand, the Russian Federation, Japan, and China. Mud volcanoes are much smaller copies of real volcanoes. These are low, up to 3 meters, cone-shaped mountains with a truncated top where a crater is located. It is filled with grey, sticky mud, from which bubbles of gas are constantly released. The process of eruption of mud volcanoes resembles a real eruption. A large volume of gases, mainly hydrocarbons, is released from the crater. Sometimes this gas spontaneously ignites and a pillar of flame rises. The eruption ends with the release of viscous mud. The eruption of mud volcanoes depends on the accumulation of gases, which occurs where there are oil deposits. In Ukraine, mud volcanoes are located on the Kerch Peninsula, which makes it promising for the extraction of black gold.